Right. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday in December. This is my December daily Wednesday. And again, it lost the window. Still. Right. Well. No. Nora, the Ford Spectre, Dallas Snow. Oh man. Yeah, this game was developed and published by Origin Systems, the same people who developed and published Wing Commander games. Right, so I think we'll start with the introduction.
At last, you are asleep. For 3 nights, each attempt to rest has brought you starting from your bed in fright, with no memory of what horrified you so. With a sickening sense of déjà vu, you begin to dream.
Treachery and doom. My brother would unleash a great evil. Britannia is in peril.
Sure that the ghost can take you to Britannia, you allow yourself to be drawn to him.
A visitor.
That guy is me.
Were he not dead, I'd suspect my brother sent thee. No matter, thou shalt serve to draw the hounds from the scent.
Below, a creature heads toward the dark woods, a thrashing sack slung over its massive shoulder.
What hast thou done with our lord's daughter Ariel? Dropped her below to an accomplice, I'll wager. Well, he'll nigh escape us, and when we bring him back, you'll both hang.
Several tense hours later, you are dragged before Baron Ulmric. Ignoring you, Ulmric questions his captain.
What news, Corwin?
Forgive us, my lord. The foul creature escaped. A score of us gave chase, but it fled into the Stygian abyss with poor Ariel. We were attacked, goblins and worse, my lord. Only 3 of us survived.
I see.
The Baron turns his hard grey eyes upon you.
I was warned of thy coming. Last fortnight, an apparition of an old, haggard man appeared in my dreams. Guard thy daughter well, it warned, for an evil one shall come to steal her away. I posted guards at Ariel's door, but still you took her from me. They say thou didst drop her to a troll waiting below. What sayest thou?
You explain that you are the Avatar, and that you are innocent.
Whether thou speak truth or falsehood, I cannot say. Stories tell of the coming of the Avatar, but years have passed since he visited here. If thou art truly the Avatar, then perhaps thou canst offer hope. None here can survive the Stygian abyss and rescue Ariel. My mind is set. Corwin shall take thee to the abyss. Return here with my daughter, and thy innocence shall be proven. If thou dost not return, Avatar, then thy lies shall have brought thee low.
This be the foul pit's only entrance. Once it is locked, none can pass. I will shut thee in and stand guard till I hear Ariel's voice from within. Otherwise, 'twill remain shut forever.
Alright, well. I think I'll go with this. So, I'm gonna have to get the mouse cursor out of the game for a moment. Practice things see. Okay, looking around, first examine your surroundings, move the cursor into the view window, and notice how the shape of the arrow changes depending on where it is. Near the middle of the screen, the arrow changes into crosshairs. Moving to the right. Moving to the right makes the arrow pointing to the right. Moving to the left makes the arrow point left. In the view window, the shape of the arrow controls which direction your character moves. Where is it? The shape of the arrow controls which direction your character moves. To move, press and hold the left mouse button. Your character moves as long as you hold the button down. For instance, move the arrow to the right side of the screen, then move it up or down until the arrow bends and nearly forms a circle. And nearly. This allows you to turn in place without moving forward or backward. With your cursor mouse position, press the left mouse button and hold it down. The view in the window shows what you see as you turn around. If you're just starting a game, the dark corridor ahead of you, you see a dark corridor ahead of you, and a bag to your right. Behind you are the closed and locked doors through which you enter the abyss. To your left is a skull, and on the wall, a carved message. You see. As you spin around, note that the compass below the view window spins too. The compass shows which direction you are facing. The red-tipped point of the compass indicates north. Occasionally, looking at or using objects causes a scene that temporarily replaces the view window. When you're finished looking at one of these scenes, click either the mouse button, writing reads, "We attacked the entrance with all manner of tools, but it gave not a hair. It simply cannot be breached, and we have resigned ourselves to die in this hellish pit. Elsmore." Maneuvering your cursor shape determines the speed which you move depends on how far your cursor is from the center of the view window. Turn until you are again facing down the long corridor leading deeper into the abyss. Okay. Where is it? Deeper into the abyss. Remember, you turn by using the nearly circular cursor arrows as you did before. This pivot view in place. Pivot view in place. Where is it? And try clicking the right mouse button when you're moving forward. And this causes you to jump. The faster you're moving, the farther you'll jump. Don't worry if you slam into a wall. You can't hurt yourself by walking into walls. Flying or jumping into a wall will cause injury. When you feel comfortable walking, turning, running, and jumping, turn around and walk back to the double doors. Easy move mode. If you have difficulty maneuvering in the space, try using the arrow keys on the base of the compass below the view window. The curving left and right arrows turn you 45 degrees in the direction of the arrow you click. The up arrow in the center of the compass moves you forward 4 feet. Press X to move back. 2 feet with each key press. There is no mouse equivalent of the X command, though less realistic than normal movement. Through the dungeon, using the arrows might make it easier to maneuver through the dungeons. Interacting with the world. The first thing to do when beginning the game is to find some equipment. A weapon, armor, food, and so forth. Fortunately, the bag close at hand holds several useful items. To find out what's in the bag, the command key, the command icons, in the left side of the screen. In order from the top of the screen, these icons are the O symbol options, the lips, talk, hand grasping an object, get, the eye, look, the sword, bite, the hand holding a key, use. Selecting these various icons, only one of which can be active at a time, allows your right mouse button to perform different tasks. We'll address each of these as the need arises. For an explanation of the options icons, see page 16. Advanced tip: the icons are easy to use and give you a good understanding of the way Ultima Underworld works. But if you are an experienced game player and mouse user, you can access many commands without using the icons. If none of the icons are highlighted, you enter a very useful shortcut mode called default mode. If you're just learning to play Ultima Underworld, we recommend using the icons for a while in this tutorial as soon as you'll do so. Eventually, however, perhaps even before you complete this tutorial, you will want to try the iconless default interface. For an explanation of default mode, see page 16. Okay. Okay, where's page 16? Okay, page 18, page 16. Okay, default mode. Okay, where was I? Looking at things. Okay. Click on the look icon with either button, then move the cursor. Then move the cursor over the bag and click the right mouse button. Don't press the left mouse button, that will cause your character to move. Pressing the right mouse button in look mode will cause your character to look at an object. What you see is printed on the message scroll. Turn until you are facing the bag and look at it. The words on your message scroll read, "You see a bag. Well, you see a sack for me." Okay. Looking up and down, you might have trouble seeing the bag on the floor unless you tilt your character's head and look down. To do this, press 1 at the top of your keyboard. Each time you press this key, your character's head tilts a little further downward until it finally reaches its maximum. To look up again, you can either press 3, if you look up a little more every time it is pressed, or 2, which returns your head to its normal viewing angle. Note that 1, 2, and 3 in the numeric keypad control cursor movement and can't be used to look up or down. Getting things. Now pick up the bag and examine its contents. First, make sure that the inventory side of your character panel is displayed. This is the side with your character's picture on it. If this picture is invisible, click either button on the chain below the... Click either button on the chain below the right-hand panel. Let's see. Left mouse button, right mouse button. Okay. Now pick up the bag and examine its contents. First, make sure that the circles at the bottom of the character panel are for inventory. Objects your character is carrying but which aren't necessary for immediate use. The circles surrounding the picture of your character are for objects your character is wearing or holding, armor, weapons, rings, lit torches, and so on. To pick up the bag, change to get mode by clicking the get icon, the third one from the top, and move your cursor until it is on the bag. Look down using Y if you have trouble seeing the bag. Now press and hold the right mouse button and move the mouse. You now have the bag in hand. The cursor assumes the shape of the bag, and as long as you keep the right mouse button pressed, moves around the screen as you move the mouse. Move the bag over to one of the empty circles at the bottom of your character panel. Release the right mouse button, and the bag settles into place in your inventory. Manipulating your inventory. Free now. To open the bag, click on it with the left mouse button. The contents are now displayed on the inventory panel. If you don't recognize any of the items, you can find out what they are by looking at them. For instance, click on the look icon, then move the cursor over the object that looks like a stick, and press the right mouse button. The message scroll now reads, "You see a somewhat used torch." Looking at an object may tell you the nature and condition of the item you are looking at. Right-clicking the sword-like object, for instance, reveals that it is a dagger and that it is in badly worn condition. However, it is the only weapon you have, so place it in your weapon hand. That would be the right hand. To click and drag and drop. If your character's right-handed, your weapon hand is your right hand, otherwise it is your left hand. Note that your character's right hand is not the hand to the right of the screen, but the figure's right hand. Not the hand to the right, but the figure's right hand. The right of the screen. The hand to the right on the screen. What do you mean? The hand to the right on the screen. Okay. You are currently well fed and awake. You are on the first level of the abyss. It is the first day of your imprisonment. You guess that it is currently early evening. To move the dagger from the bag in your inventory to your weapon hand, place the cursor on the dagger. Press and hold down either mouse button and drag the dagger to the inventory circle nearest your weapon hand. When you release the button, the object will settle into place. The torch will make the abyss a much brighter place. You already know how to move items within your inventory. So move the torch above to the circle above your character's right shoulder. Now you want to light it. Click on the use icon and then on the torch. Notice the difference this makes in the view window. If you use a lit torch, you snuff it out. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. In order to jump, apparently I have to have the mouse button. I have to use the mouse button to jump. Gotta remember though. Be a plant. Okay. I already know how to move items within my inventory, so. The food in this bag, an apple, a fish, and a loaf of bread can be ignored for now, but your character will eventually become hungry. Always make sure you have food available. Perhaps the most important item in the bag is the square parchment, which a look will tell you is a map. The game automatically updates this map as you move about the abyss. Place the cursor on the parchment and click the left mouse button. A full screen map appears. Okay. Yeah. The auto map. There isn't much on your map at this point. Since you haven't gone anywhere yet, the walls of your current room and the bit of corridor you explored are sketched in brown ink. Your position is noted by the yellow pushpin. Cursor is a quill pen. If you want, you can write notes to yourself directly on the map. For instance, mark your starting location for future reference. Move the quill pen cursor to your current location on the map. Press either the mouse button. The quill pen shifts into the writing position. Whenever you type now will be added to the map. Try typing start. When you are done with the comment, click either mouse button or press either enter or escape to return the quill pen to its non-writing position. To erase your remark, click on the eraser symbol in the lower right corner of the map. This turns your cursor into an eraser. Move the eraser to the comment and click either mouse button. The comment goes away. To call up maps with levels other than the first, Click on the dog-eared corners of on the right-hand side of the map. The upper corner allows you to examine. Dog-eared corners on the right-hand side of the map. How many levels are there? My goodness. Okay, the upper corner allows you to examine the higher levels, while the lower corner allows you to examine deeper levels. Since you haven't explored any levels other than the first yet, you will have to wait to experiment with this feature. To return from the map of the game, press Escape, or move your cursor to the close symbol at the lower right and click either mouse button. You will want to use the map often, so you shouldn't keep it inside a bag. Right-click and hold on the map symbol on your character panel. Drag it over the bag symbol above the lower inventory circles. Drag it over the bag symbol above the lower inventory circles. Drag it above the bag symbol. Above the bag. Drag it over the bag symbol above the lower inventory circles. Use the button. Okay. This takes the map out of the bag, but keeps it on your person. Now left-click the bag symbol to close the bag and return to the main inventory screen. The closed bag and the map should be side by side. Note that if you had all of your inventory slots full, dragging the map to the bag symbol would have had no effect. To move the map out of the bag, you would have had to empty an inventory slot to make room for it. You can click on the map anytime you want to get a fix on your location. Dropping objects. Now that you know how to pick things up and manipulate your inventory, but what if you want to get rid of something? At this point you want to keep everything you found, so we'll have to fudge a little. There's a skull around here somewhere, it'll do. Turn until you are facing the wall to the west. Wall with the carved message on it. On the red north point on the compass below the view window points to the 3 o'clock position. You are facing west. Now move forward. You may accelerate right into the wall, but don't worry, running into walls doesn't hurt you in Ultima Underworld. Back up a bit so you can see the message carved into the wall. Read the message by clicking on the look icon. And right-clicking on the carving. The scroll is just below the graffiti on the wall. Click on the get icon, then use the right mouse button to click and drag the object into your inventory. If you are too far away to get the skull, move closer. You certainly don't need to carry this skull around, so drag it out of your inventory and put it back on the ground. Remember, when you drag an item, the cursor assumes the shape of that item. To rid yourself of the skull, you can either drop it or throw it. To drop the skull on the ground... Oh man. Okay. To rid yourself of the skull, you can drop it or throw it. To drop the skull on the ground, drag the skull-shaped cursor to anywhere in the bottom third of the view window. Then release the button to throw the skull. Release the button while the skull is in the top 2/3 of the view window. The skull is pretty tough, but some objects break or bounce upon impact. If there is an obstacle in front of you, a thrown object falls to the ground in front of you. If you're too close to an obstacle, the wall for example, you may not be able to drop the skull at all. Anytime you find you are unable to drop or throw an object because you are too close to a wall or door, try backing up a bit. It's safe to drop that. Ball bounces. Ball bounces. Too far away to take. I'm guessing that's an axe. Okay, there's no space to drop that. Broken axe. Okay. Okay, a fish, an apple, and a loaf of bread. Damn it. I forget the... Okay. Just this. Word stone. Juke stone. A few more. Badly worn hand axe. A torch just in case I need it. Bowl. Not a broken dagger. Yeah, a broken sword. Okay. Oh, opening doors. Turn until you are facing north. The red point on the compass in the 12 o'clock position and walk down the corridor again. This time stop and look at all the objects you see. As you walk, you will come across an axe. A look will reveal that it is broken. Ashes, bones, and other rubbish. Midway down the corridor, in a recess in the right-hand wall, you'll find a door. Right-click to look at it and read the description. Right-click to look at it and read the description on the screen's message scroll. Click on the use icon and then the door to try to open it. You'll discover that it is locked and you don't have a key, but there's another way to open this door. Turn to face the door and back up a bit. There, on your right, is the pull chain. Right-click on the chain to use the chain to pull it and open the door. Walk through the doorway and bear a little to the left. There's another bag. Where? Okay. Okay, there's another bag. Using the bag spills the contents onto the ground. So we can... Okay. Using the bag spills the content onto the ground so you can examine the items without adding them all to your inventory. What? But oh my god. Okay. Right click, left click. Oh my goodness. You have burned candles, a worn cudgel, bowl, mushroom. Pick up the mushroom and the cudgel. Okay. Mushroom, okay. Oh man. In this bag you find a cudgel, a mushroom, and a candle. First pick up the now empty bag, leave the candle for the moment, and pick up the mushroom and the cudgel. Click the get icon, right click and drag each object into your inventory. Release the button over an inventory circle. Well, I tried doing that. I tried getting the... I tried using that bag to spill the contents onto the ground. That did nothing. Okay, that just... That doesn't really... Okay. Selecting weapons. Now we have a decision to make. You leave the dagger in your hand, or move that out of the ready position and replace it with a cudgel. To make this decision, you need to know more about your skills. Click on the chain below the character panel, and the panel flips around to your statistics panel. This panel contains a great deal of information about your character, but right now we're concerned with the skill list at the bottom of the panel. Okay. Skill list at the bottom of the panel. To scroll through the list, click on the up or down arrows below the skill list. Okay. Manage 6, casting 12, lore 0. Attack. Okay. If your character has the mace skill, you'll probably want to use the cudgel rather than the dagger. If your character's mace score is 0, check the sword skill. 0. If you have that skill, stick with a dagger and go for a better dagger or sword. If you have neither skill, ready whichever weapon you prefer. The dagger does less damage than the cudgel, but you will be able to attack more frequently with it. Now click the chain below the stat panel to flip back to the character panel. Move whichever weapon you want into your character's weapon hand. Okay, dealing with grouped items. There is still a candle on the ground. Since your torch won't last forever, you should pick it up. What the heck? Candles don't provide as much light as torches, but they burn longer, and some light is better than none at all. When you try to pick up the candle, you find there's something different about it. It's actually several candles. When you click the get icon, then the candle The message, move how many, 1, appears in the message scroll. To take just one of the candles, click the left button. The right button would take all of them if clicked, or you could type in a number from the keyboard, then press enter. Now you can move the candles just as you would any other object. Items of the same type can usually be stacked with a single circle on your inventory panel. For instance, 5 torches are generally shown as 1 torch, symbol with the numeral 5 above it. The only time you can't stack identical objects is if their quality is different. For instance, you can't stack a somewhat used candle in the same circle as halfway used candles. Further exploration, turning left and right, you see 2 doors in this room. Trying to open them by clicking, you find that they're both locked, and at this time there are no pull chains. Without a key, there's nothing you can do here short of attacking the door repeatedly to batter it down. This is possible, but it takes time and could damage or destroy your weapon. For now, go back out into the main corridor and head west. Okay. Keep going until the east-west corridor ends. Then turn to the right, north. You're in an alcove. You find a torch, a bowl, and an axe. Look at each of these items, note their condition, and get them. A badly worn hand axe. If you have the axe skill, put the axe in your weapon hand. I'm gonna drop it. I'm not finding it useful. Now check the compass and head south. Beyond the east-west corridor that brought you here, you'll pass the remains of an adventure and come across some strange blue and gold objects. Okay, where are they? There's something here. There's wood, a bone, and a bloodstain. A pile of bones. Where are the blue and gold objects? Oh yeah, I have already picked those up. These are rune stones, the stuff of magic. Pick these up and put them in your inventory. There isn't much you can do with them right now, but they'll come in handy later. Continue on until the corridor turns to the right, west again, and you enter a room with a large stone block in the center. Go around the block, it doesn't matter whether you go to the north or to the south. Past the block, you find a pack. Past the block, you find a pack. Where is that? Put it in your inventory and click on it to examine its contents. Okay. Magic bag. Inside you find a scroll, a red key, a rune bag, and some runes. A scroll, a red key, a rune bag, and some runes. Read the scroll by right-clicking it in look mode. My dearest Alfred, go into the abyss knowing that I will not forget thee. As bitter as the Baron's justice dost seem, 'tis better than a hangman's noose. No matter the passing of years, I will await thy return. Read the scroll and then leave it behind. Or carry it at your discretion. It doesn't weigh much. Forever, Sandra. Okay. Press the block. Okay, the red key should open some of the locked doors you've encountered. The magic items are very important. The rune bag allows you to cast magic, but only if you have proper rune stones inside. Pick up each rune stone and drag it on top of the rune bag. This actually puts the stone inside the bag. You can use this method to place anything inside of any bag or pack. Be sure to put in the stones you found earlier too. Put all these runes in here. Put this in here. Put all these in here. Oh my. A whole bunch of runes. Red key. Okay. You want your rune bag to be accessible, especially if you're a mage, so drag the rune bag onto the pack symbol above the lower inventory circles. Moving it to a more convenient inventory location. Check with a rune bag, again some runes, stones. You may be able to cast spells, even if you aren't a mage. The amount of mana you have in your casting skill level determine how successful you can be with magic. Preparing a spell. Before you can cast a spell, you must prepare it. Try to anticipate your needs and have a spell like resist blows ready for use in an emergency, or keep a common spell, perhaps light, ready simply because you expect to use it repeatedly. To prepare a spell, open your rune bag, go to the inventory section of your character panel and left-click the rune bag. This causes the character panel to flip, revealing the rune panel. The rune stones here are shown here in alphabetical order, with empty squares representing stones you haven't yet collected. Now take note of the empty rectangle just to the right of your compass. This is the rune shelf where your readied spell is displayed. Left-clicking on any stone on the rune panel causes that stone to appear on the shelf. When all of the stones necessary to cast a spell are on the rune shelf, the spell is considered prepared. Necessary rune stones. The rune stones you find in the pack are bet in lore and fact. The spell tables in this guide reveal that these stones can be used to cast 3 spells: light, using I and L, resist blows, B-I and S, and conceal, B-S and L. However, conceal is a spell of the 3rd circle, so it is beyond the ability of a beginning mage. The other 2 spells, being of the 1st circle, are possible. In addition to the bet in lore and fact runes, you already had Ort and Jux. O, J. Bet. In addition to the bet in lore and fact runes, you already had Ort and Jukes. With these, you may also be able to cast the magic arrow spell. Oh no. Oh no. Temptation. Okay, 7 out of 22 mana points. Okay, resist blows. Okay. When you reach a higher level, the Rune of Warding spell, Strengthen Doors spell. Casting a spell All that is necessary to cast a prepared spell is to left-click on the runes on the rune shelf, regardless of whether your rune bag is open or closed. If you have the required mana and the correct runes on the shelf, the spell will eventually work, but the number of attempts required will depend on your character's casting skill level. The higher your level, the better your chance of succeeding in the spell. Characters with lower casting ratings may have to try over and over in order to get a spell to work. Fortunately, there is no penalty for a casting failure unless the spell backfires, a rare occurrence. If you make a mistake in laying out your runes, you can erase the rune shelf by clicking on the symbol at the bottom of the rune panel. This represents the rune stones being replaced in the rune bag. Once the spell is successfully cast, the blue mana fast drains to reflect the amount of mana used up. Playing it safe, you're about to embark on your journey. It may seem like you're going out of your way and retracing your steps, but it will pay off in the long run. First, go to your auto map and write yourself a note indicating your current location. Okay. Then go back to the main corridor and the door you opened by pulling the chain. It's to the east. Refer to your auto map if you lose your way. Okay. Door that opens with the pull chain. Okay. Now, use the red key you found in the pack. First, approach the locked door, then open the pack in your inventory. Open the pack, click on the use icon, and then click on the key to put the key in hand. You will ask, what do you want to use the key? Move the key straight cursor to the door and right click. Once the key hits the lock, it unlocks the door. Use the door and swing open. Many usable objects, key, use anvils, lockpicks, rock hammers, even bones you wish to bury require specific targets. All are used in the manner described above. Feed straight ahead, head through the door. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm trying to fight him, but stones. Let's see how these are. Okay, they're both worn cudgels. Looks like gold, food, bed, and clearly I went through the wrong door. What the heck? I want to unlock this door. There's no space. That I don't want to drop that. I want to unlock the door. I don't want to drop the key. I want to unlock the door. The handle of the key is tarnished from heavy use. Oh, fragile. I think I went through the wrong door. I thought... piece of meat. Oh. Damn it all! Okay. Read straight ahead through your door, and right is a message carved in the wall. Look at the message to read it. Where is the carved on the wall? 2. Well, I guess I can, the door is locked. Damn it all. Guess I'm gonna have to restart. Well, it won't take long to restart the game, but... Okay. Grab this bag, open it up, see what's inside. Torch, weapon. Map out of the bag. Take the map out of the bag. Broken in. Looks like a broken maze. Is door. Breaking the wall. Dirty door. It's no debris. Okay. Good. Get that rune. Get that. Second. I dropped the 2 bags somewhere. One of the bags had some food in it. Always need to have food. Can have bag within bags. The torch in that bag. Well, have I done everything I need to do here? I think so. I should save my game. Rain. You know. Let's go to your auto map and write yourself a note indicating your current location. Then go back to the main corridor. Open the door you opened by pulling the chains to the east. If you lose your way, you go through the door and find the locked door to the show. In the room beyond. Hello, Mac. How are you doing? Use the red key you found in the pack. First, approach the locked door, then open the pack in your inventory. Click on the use icon, then click on the key to put the key in hand. You'll be asked what you want to use the key on. Move the key-shaped cursor to the door and right-click. Since the key fits the lock, it unlocks the door. It's the door and it will swing open. Hey, what the heck? use icon and click on the key. Okay. Regular stone wall. The plaque reads, "Plant the seed of the silver sapling, and a new sapling will spring forth. In return for this gift of life, thou shalt be granted a new life thyself when this one doth end." Ooh! Thank you very much, Captain Clever, for the raid. How was your... What were you doing? How was your stream? Hello, Captain Clever. How are you doing? What's up? How are you doing? How was your stream? Yeah, I'm just reading through the Ultima Underworld manuals, trying to figure out how to play this game. My goodness. Okay. On your right is a message carved in the wall. Look at the message to read it. Yeah, it's a bunch of DOS video games from 2024. Nice. Amazing. Okay, I'm Talon. I like to play a lot of retro games, especially retro games for PC, MS-DOS, Windows 95, Windows 98, Linux, you know, etc., etc. Alright. Get the message to read it. Now turn to face the plant at the far end of the room. This is the silver sapling. Okay. No. Holy crap! No. Okay. The standard of the silver sapling. How am I doing? Ultima Underworld blind, yes. Be a magical experience. Okay. Turn to face the plant at the far end of the room. This is the silver sapling. Get the plant and it will wither, leaving you with a seed. Place it. Plant the seed somewhere in this room. To plant the seed, place it in your inventory, and click on the use icon to then the seed. Just find space for roots and remains. Okay. If there is floor space in front of you, the seed will take root. Okay. If I have trouble planting the seed, back up or turn around until there is more room in front of you and try again. Make sure there is dirt ahead of you or the seed won't grow. Okay. Now, if you die in combat, you will be resurrected in the spot where you planted the seed. If you die without having done this, you will return to the main menu and must create a character from scratch and start all over, or restore a saved game if you have one. Retrace your steps using the automap if necessary and go back to the room where you found the pack. You're about to pick a fight, and the silver sapling may prove your salvation. At some point you will want to look around the silver sapling room carefully, examining walls, objects, and everything else. There is a secret door in the area, but you'll have to look carefully to find it. The secret door can be seen on screen if you keep your eyes open. Others are too well hidden to be spotted by the naked eye. You're unlikely to find these unless the character tells you about them in conversation. Even then, you must click on the look icon and look at the walls. Your search skill will take over at this point, and if you're observant, a secret door will be revealed. Go back to the manual again. Combat. Once you're back in the room where you found the stone block in the pack. Okay, take a look around. There are two doors. When you try to open them, you will find that one is locked and the other is unlocked. You can try your red key in the locked door, but first open the unlocked door. A lot of people use a Unity port for this too. Original DOS is nice and old school though. Well, there's a work in progress port of this game called... It's based on the Godot engine called Underworld Godot. Okay. Enter and use the look icon to examine. Oh, neat, good to know, but I'm playing the original DOS version because it's complete and... Because it's complete and it's December. Because... Just so I can play the game the authentic way. The interesting thing about this game though is that it had WASD controls before WASD controls became commonplace, although instead of S you have to move backwards, you have the X key. The S key moves forward slowly, the W key moves forward quickly, the S key moves forward slowly, the X key moves backward. Okay. If you want to... The first thing you'll probably notice is a giant rat. The rat is agitated, but it's not actively hostile, which means it won't leap to the attack. You'll also see some food and some armor. If you want to, you can just try to take the items, probably starting with the armor. If the rat sees you take its food, it will get more angry, and since it is already upset, it will attack. If, however, you grab the items while the rat is looking the other way, it won't notice, and you can saunter off with your newfound goods, none the worse for the experience. Okay, what is this? Badly worn leather leggings. I wonder if numpad had either locked or not works too. Sometimes games use it instead. The numpad moves the cursor around the game view window, so in this game anyway. Oh man. Talk about twin stick controlling. However, in order to find out what combat is like in this game, you are about to attack the giant rat. First, make sure you have your best weapon readied. The one in the best condition and with which you have the highest level of skill. Well, I chose the mage class, so... I chose the mage class, so I don't have any. You have skills with individual weapons, you have mana casting, as well as other skills too. You can see it all on the flip side of your character. Then click on the fight icon on the left side of the... Okay. This readies your weapon, and the tip of the weapon appears in the bottom of the view window. If your weapon does not come into view and you see your fist instead, you may not have the weapon in your weapon hand. The large circles near your hands on the inventory panel are the only places from which you can use a weapon. Circle to the left if your character is right-handed, and the right circle if your character is left-handed. Attacking. To attack, position the cursor over your target, then press and hold down the right mouse button. This causes your weapon to disappear from the view window as you pull it back into the ready position. Releasing the button launches the blow. The location you're attacking is determined by where you start your attack, where the cursor is when you first press the button, not by where you release the mouse button to unleash the attack. Be sure to hold down the right mouse button long enough for the power gem just left of the compass to begin glowing yellow or green. Otherwise, you haven't drawn your arm back yet, and the blow automatically fails. You'll quickly notice that you can make several different kinds of attack. Positioning the cursor high in the view window causes a bash. Starting the attack in the middle of the window causes a slash. A low cursor unleashes a thrust. Some attacks prove more effective against certain foes. In this case, you're fighting a rat, you want to swing middle and low. Okay. Swing. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Okay. A low cursor. Some attacks prove more effective against certain foes. In this case, you're fighting a rat. You want to swing middle and low, or look down and bash. High swings go over the rat's head. If the rat dodges, maneuver to keep it in view. Using the left mouse button as you would during normal movement, you can move and attack simultaneously. You might also want to look down, doing damage and taking it. If your attack is successful, you will see a splatter of blood. The bigger the splatter, the more damage you did to your foe. Not all enemies bleed, but giant rats do. If your attack strikes home, you'll know it. If you are lucky, or if your character is particularly skilled in attack, or if you are skilled with the weapon you are using, you might even kill the rat with a single blow. If so, you'll see a puddle of blood on the ground. You'll know if the rat injures you because the view window rocks as the attack knocks you back. Crazy how intricate the features of this game are, but Ultima was always in the business of intricacies. Oh yeah. This is my first Ultima game. I haven't played any of the other Ultima games, but I really should check them out at some point. Ultima 4 is free on GOG, so... Man. If I defeat the rat, check my character panel. Find that I've been given several experience points. When I have more, my character will grow in skills and attributes. Okay. Experience 8. Collecting booty. If you vanquish an enemy, his goods, his weapon, armor, and other treasures automatically fall to the ground, and you can claim him. Unfortunately, this rat has no treasure, but he does have his hoard. The cheese and the piece of meat are probably worth carrying until you need them. Click the get icon. Look at them. A day-old piece of meat, a day-old piece of cheese, a day-old apple, loaf of bread, fish. Okay. And should you die, if you die, you are resurrected where you planted the silver sapling seed. You can then try to defeat the rat again or continue exploring elsewhere. Anyway, you might be lurking, but you unfortunately got some stuff to take care of. Best of luck learning this game. Well, have a good day, Captain Clever. Conversation. Now that you've engaged in combat, try a little peaceful interaction. Use the red key on the west door and venture on. Okay, west. This is west. Okay. After you enter this room, turn to the left and collect the bedroll you see. This will help you sleep better. Okay. Oh, I drag it off to my... I drag the leggings onto my character to put them on. Okay, take the bedroll. Okay, I need to go back up and... Okay, I have the PDF pulled up on my screen, but I don't have it. I'm not showing it on the screen right now, but... Okay. This is low. Prepare the resist blows spell. Okay. conversation screen. Okay. So. Okay, in addition to the bedroll, there's a person in the room. Look at him and you will find that he is friendly. Hello, outcast named Braggett. Okay, above and to the left of the large scroll is a portrait of the man with whom you are speaking. Okay, click on the talk icon and then position the cursor over the man and press the right mouse button. Break up a conversation. Where is he? Okay. To the right of Braggett's portrait is his barter area. To the right of that is your barter area and your character's portrait and name. Hell, stranger, what be thy business? I have not seen thee in this place before. Okay, selecting responses. Braggett greets you with the words, Hail, stranger. His comments are printed in dark brown on the conversation scroll. Below, on your message scroll, a menu of 3 possible responses appear. 1. I am merely exploring the abyss. 2. I am attempting to rescue an innocent girl. 3. I was thrown in here as punishment for a crime I did not commit. These are the things you can say to Braggett. The choice you make may determine how Braggett feels about you. Friendly, angry, actively hostile, etc. And what he says next, if anything. To select one of these responses, press the keyboard number of the option you want, or move the yellow cross onto the option and click either button. Select the option you want now, okay? And here is punishment. Unjustly imprisoned art thou. 'Tis the usual story, my lad. But that is not to say it may not be true in thy case, I suppose. But that is to say... That is not to say it may not be true in thy case, I suppose. Thou needst not be ashamed of thy misfortune, lad. Thou art in the same pot with all of us now. If thou art to have a chance of surviving the abyss for long, thou must learn the lay of the land. Okay, the response appears in light brown below Braggett's greeting, followed by his response to you. Or at the end of his comment is a signal that he has more to say. Click either mouse button or press any key to see the rest of his conversation. Notice that you now have new response options in the message scroll. Continue selecting response options and reading Braggett's text until he says, "Good luck in thy travels." This is the response he gives when he is ready to end the conversation and go about his business. Other people and creatures will have different closing lines. To leave the conversation, return to the main game screen. Click either mouse button or any key. Okay. Indeed, I would be eager to learn of this area. First off, I would suggest picking up anything thou dost find that seems of use. Items here are scarce enough. Thou wouldst be well advised to take what thou can. Scavenge all you want, but stealing is ill-advised. Most of the Abyss's inhabitants guard jealously the few possessions that they have. Battle sites are the best for scavenging. That's why I'm here. A battle took place here not long ago. A battle between the goblins and the above-worlders. What was the cause of this battle? I do not know. It is rare that the Baron sends his men into the Abyss. It must have been important, though by the looks of it the goblins defeated them handily. The goblins control most of these upper caves. 2 races there are, the green and the grey. If they do not destroy each other, it is not for lack of trying. Be thou especially careful of the grey goblins. I was recently imprisoned by them for trespassing. Must have been awful. My prison cell was evidently a converted storeroom, for it had a stock of useful items, including a long pole. Using the pole, I was able to reach a button which opened the door to my cell. I sneaked away and returned to my people. I do not think I will venture there again. What of the other inhabitants of the Abyss? The humans like thee and myself have staked out a small area in which we live in relative peace. Below us are the mountain men. After that I do not know. All races but ours must all. A nasty place this is, thou canst be certain of that. In the parts of the upper caves uninhabited by goblins, there are giant spiders and worms. Our small group is one of the few devoted to peace. Thou canst find my people by going west from the entrance to the abyss and then north. There is a small chasm to jump over, but thou dost seem to be a dexterous lad. Past the chasm is the sign of civilization everywhere throughout the abyss. The banner of Cabarrus, marked with an aug, the sign of the Avatar. Outside of areas marked with a banner, thou shouldst watch thyself most carefully. Most creatures who do not respect Cabarrus' legacy are not particularly friendly. Perhaps I will seek this area out. Good luck on thy travels. Okay. Oh, what else is in here? Another candle. Okay. What the heck? Thought I'd be able to stack this. Oh, might be a candle of different quality. Somewhat used candle, 2 half-burned candles. Okay. Wonder if there's 2 great mushrooms. Okay. So he said, I've not been able to find it. Go west from the entrance chamber, past a door, and then north over a chasm. Remember the banner of Cabarrus. It's the mark of the ankh on it. The mark of Sivla. So apparently, I need to use the mouse cursor to jump. Okay. 33 vitality. Okay. Door is locked. Why the red key on it? Does not fit. To fight. Other leggings were damaged. I believe he said west and then north. What is that? A large boulder. Go rotworm. Oh man. Worn wooden shield. What is this? Which? Flip it. Okay. Looks like I'll have to swim through here. Yeah, the onk. Now I have to search for the onk. Shield. Oh man, well, I have some more. I see some more armor now. Leather cap, noticeable leather boots. Okay. I haven't found the onk yet, unfortunately. This is all I found so far. Okay. Okay, I have to jump here to get across that. And that leads me back up to where I just was. Infinite vitality. I need to get some food. The loaf of bread tastes kind of bland. What do I use to cure the poisoning? I don't... I think he said that's from the entrance and then... Okay. Then west. Okay. This is north. Goodness. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got rid of that goblin by pushing him into the pit. Oh. North and then west. Shoot. What's this? Still flesh slug. Okay. Damn. Sorry. It's both of the flesh slugs, but 33 vitality. Okay, here it is. Erase that, and my goodness, they certainly did a good job with those low-resolution text characters. Okay, regular storm call. Was Banner of Cabarrus. Poor Sir Cabarrus. Hello, Sir Cabby. Oh man. Dirty door. Open it. Oh no. Oh no. There's no way to tell whether I'm taking damage or not. I'll view you, hello, Paro591. I'm just learning how to play this game. Really just learning how to play this game. I haven't made a lot of progress so far. Three out of three. Bed and wide awake. First level of the abyss. There's some corn. A day-old ear of corn. Okay, let's get that. Let's put it in the food bag. I think I put the food in there. Okay. Really. I think it's time for me to use the bedroll. Right. I don't know how to heal up. I was poisoned for quite a while when I was fighting one of the red bat. Oh man, there's water down there. You know, I think if Doom had a 3D render, it would look a bit like this. How are you guys? Are you doing well? Okay. Sleep. I feel rested. I got that. It's a lot of my vitality points. I got that. Peckish and wide awake. Let's eat. That apple tasted pretty good. First level, second day of my imprisonment. This is midday. Okay, advanced playing tips. Default mode in the tutorial. Above, I use the command icons to control the function of the right mouse button and interact with the world. However, experienced players can perform almost all of the functions with default mode. Oh man. Default mode, that is, with no icons selected. Anytime none of the icons is highlighted, you are in default mode. To unselect a highlighted icon, click on it. What is this? A bottle of ale. Put that in my food bag. Poisoned again. May not live, but hey, I have this silver sapling. maintain experience level 2. Feels damaged. Feel rested, and then you get to spend about 20 minutes with family before we're really sad about missing things. Just why most family and friends are in good health, to be honest. Oh, great. That's great. Good to hear that. Good to hear you're doing well and that your friends and family are also doing well. This candle. Or somewhat used candles. Okay. Just take all of them. And yeah, I can light them. Yeah, I can also put the in my inventory. Okay, so use torch, some use torch. Okay. I can stack them all then. I can stack them all up then. No, that's my food bag. I want to put them in my light bag. Okay. Where am I? Okay, I'm in the room with the 4 columns. Now I need to go north to get out of here. Okay, to look at a creature or object, whether in the view window or in your inventory, right-click on the thing you want to examine. In default mode, you can tell what object is, but no more. To search something carefully, you must click on the look icon to enter look mode. To get an object you see in the view window, put your cursor on the object, press and hold the right mouse button. Drag the object wherever you want. Put the cursor on the object. Okay. I have to fight. I have to do some more fighting. Okay. Well, activate the resist blow spell. Oh, Ultima Underworld was the game that Ultima Underworld is apparently one of the first dungeon crawler games, and it's a lot of people are comparing it to King's Field. And, you know, the comparisons with King's Field are why I put King's Field in the title. You know that the King's Field is a From Software title. Good evening, the Let's Paint Tim, the next person playing under Ultima Underworld. I'm just learning how to play this game. Trapped in here and I have no way. Don't have any way to be out of here. Fight these damned goblins. Oh dear, dead. But hey, over sapling. And there I was supposed to... There I was supposed to be able to find Cabber's domain. Okay. North, I want to go... I'd like to go south so that I can talk to this guy again. The guy who introduced me to Cabber's domain. The guy who introduced me to Cabber's and... Just a vision. Oop. I have not been able to find it. Go west from the entrance chamber, go past the door, and then north over a chasm. Remember the banner of Cabarrus, with the mark of the Ankh on it, gives the mark of civilization in the abyss. Okay, so west from the entrance chamber, past the door, and then north over a chasm. Yeah, I found the Ankh, but none of the people. Okay. Earth. I want to go west from the entrance, and then over a chasm. Where's the entrance? Okay. Here's the starting position. So, west entrance. Past a door. North over a chasm, I think he said. Okay, west from the entrance chamber, past the door, then north over a chasm. Oh, I took falling damage there. Oh, really glad that that silver sapling was there. Looks like I can't fight. Looks like I can't fight. These waters. Why? What's in here? Looks like some leeches. Is that food? Okay, to look at default mode, you can tell what an object is, but no more. To search something carefully, you must look on the look icon to enter look mode. Are there hotkeys for these modes? I wonder. To get an object you see in the view window, put the cursor on the object, press and hold the right mouse button, and drag the object wherever you want. The game detects whether an object is gettable. If the object is one you can't get, right dragging will generally try to use it. If it is gettable, it will be put in hand, and you can throw it, drop it, or move it into your inventory. In default mode, the cursor is always arrow-shaped. So if you need to get a small item, it may be more convenient to enter get mode. Oh my god. use an object in your inventory, left-click it. To use an object in the view window, position the cursor over the object and right-drag it. If the object is usable, you will automatically use it, as you would if you had clicked the use icon. Note, however, that in default mode, the get command takes a higher priority than the use command. So, you can only use objects you can't get, doors or levers for instance. To use a gettable object, click the use icon and then use the object. Click the use icon and then the object. To talk to a person or creature, position the cursor on the person or creature and briefly right-drag the mouse. Game detects whether the person or creature is interested in conversation. If so, the conversation screen appears as described in the tutorial above, and you proceed normally. If the person or creature isn't interested in conversation, you are informed of that fact and can proceed as you wish. Fight. To toggle in and out of fight mode, simply click the weapon in your weapon hand. Default mode now. Yeah, Ultima Underworld was maybe one of the first dungeon crawler games. One of the first 3D first-person dungeon crawler games. There's a port of it. There's an open source port of it called Ultima Underworld. Called Underworld Godot. Okay. I think I can stack these plants. So you have to eat around the thorny flowers. The plant is quite good. Underworld 2 is also great. I'd imagine it is. The awesomeness, I dare say. (22 to 36). What is this? An orb. Peering into the crystal ball, a vision of the strange world appears. Bizarre creatures float through space. A green path flanked by a black void on either side runs off into the distance. Somehow, you know the path leads to Britannia. A green path flanked by a black void on either side. Bizarre creatures float through space. I wonder if that's referring to the Kilrathi, I mean Ultima. One of the Ultima games has a Wing Commander Easter egg in it, but that might be. I don't know. Might be more the Easter egg. I don't know what I need to do in order to hit this guy. Okay. Badly damaged door. And another key. Back. Okay. I think I'll put the keys in the back with my torches. Oh my god. I fall down there, I'm dead. For good. I have a cudgel, but the doors locked. Apparently I can break down doors like this with my weapons. Okay. badly worn cudgel. Also wrong. Okay, so this gets me up from the water room. I assume Ultima Underworld 2, who is very similar to Ultima Underworld 1. Cannot fight in here. Better turn away. Better run away then. Or find another way around that creature. That bat. Two out of 36. Was I drowning there? It also said that the manual also says that you will get hurt by jumping into a wall. Would be probably a wise idea to shut the door. Let the creature. Probably be a wise idea to shut the door so that the creature, you know, I think that's too far of me to leap across, but I'll try anyway. Oh, I made it. Wow. I think this game is based on voxels, you know, a voxel-based game engine. I see that secret door. You aren't fooling me. Alright, and that leads me back to the silver sapling. Wonder if there's anything on this wall. What's that? Vine-covered, irregular stone wall. Regular stone wall. Gotta remember that the SP. I gotta remember that the SP moves you forwards slowly rather than backwards. Hard to tell how close I am to the ledge. 22 out of 36. No, I want to restore the game. I don't want to save. Right. Oh my goodness, the physics here. I'm gonna have to get used to the physics here. Bounced right off that wall, like a complete idiot. Oh man. And there were doors locked. Let's see what I can use to unlock this door. Did not fit. Okay. Definitely takes some getting used. Man. Is there a hotkey that lets me jump? Back to the manual. Okay, the options icon. Default mode allows you to do almost everything you will need to do within the game. However, to access the save or restore game feature, toggle sound and music on or off, or increase or decrease the level of graphic detail, or quit the game, you must use the options icon. For a list of the keyboard equivalents, there's a quick reference card, apparently. I have not found the quick reference card PDF file in my Ultima Underworld folder yet. Okay. For a list of keyboard, when I click the options icon, boxes appear on the left side of the screen, replacing the icons usually found there. Text in the boxes describes what each box does. To select an option, click on the appropriate box. Whenever you consider doing something you might regret later, it is a good idea to save your game. Saving the game is like placing a bookmark in something that you are reading, except that in this case, it causes the game to store your current position and status. Once this has been saved, you can always go back and start again from the position you saved. If, for example, you're about to begin combat and there is the possibility your foe will kill you, save the game and you can always start over from the point at which you chose to fight. Then you can fight him again, hoping for a better outcome, or this time make the decision to leave him alone. To save your game, click with either mouse button on the options icon, the uppermost icon, click on the save game box, and new options will appear in the boxes 1, 2, 3, or 4, Roman numerals. Each of these is a possible save game or bookmark from which you can resume playing the game. The message still provides a description of each of the save games. Yeah. Restore game, music, sound, detail. The level of graphic detail has a direct effect on the game speed. Very high, medium, low. Game won't look quite as good, but it will run more smoothly and faster. Okay, let's return V to DOS. To right of the view window is the character panel. Encumbrance to the right center of the panel for the gray circle with glowing yellow numbers. Represents how much more weight in stones your character can carry. This weight limit number, the more I carry, the slower I move. Encumbrance also affects how far I can jump, and how long I can swim before I begin to drown. If the weight limit number ever reaches 0, then I am carrying my maximum load. Statistics panel. Now, note the chain hanging from the bottom of the panel with the cursor to the chain. That just shows me the statistics. Attributes. 3 primary. To become more powerful character in the game. Capable in combat and magic. Must accumulate EXP experience points. These points are scored for exploring the abyss, for slaying creatures which oppose me. Character's condition. Okay, attributes. When I start, the EXP score is very low, but this will change as I play. 2 other important measurements are my vitality and mana. Mana is like health, except that it is a measure of my magical energy. Okay. First is my current score, the second is my maximum score. My vitality score is 34 to 34, I'm in perfect health. Okay, 3 primary measurements on every character panel are strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Score for any attribute is 30, and the minimum for their characters is 12. Okay. Each character class is its own level for each attribute. For example, the scores for a fighter are high strength, medium dexterity, and low intelligence. intelligence. Attack, defense, intelligence. Oh, how can I improve? No, I don't want to quit. Oh, how can I improve my stats? Character's condition. Okay. Hungry and wide awake. First level of the abyss. Second day of my imprisonment. Leeches remove the poison as well as some life blood. Okay. This tastes good. Well fed and wide awake. Alright. Speaking of being awake, I wasn't feeling very good yesterday, so I decided not to stream. Plus there was Jogrest and other people I wanted to see. Okay, as I explore the underworld, I woke hungry and tired to learn about my character's condition, get a status report. Let's move the cursor until it is over the compass below the view window, and right click the... Okay, yes, being well fed, I'm not hungry to eat anything. Eating and sleeping. Tells you your character is hungry or tired, you should consider sleeping or eating. When I sleep, I regain lost vitality. Sleep on an empty stomach. The rest will be uneasy and I will cover a few points. Or it is wise to check. Okay. Improving your character. Vitality and mana flasks. If I'm poisoned, the red vitality flasks changes from red to bright green. Struck, eat if something bad. Struck by poison weapon, drink poison potion. Bite from disease ammo. Gradually sense. One solution is to find an antidote potion. I wonder if there's a spell for that. Okay. Oh, looks like I need to find a shrine in order to improve my attributes. I think I need to go north from here. Right. Okay. The most obvious way in which my character progresses is through gaining levels. At the start of the game, I am first level character. If I gain experience, I will rise to the second level, third level, and beyond to a maximum of 16th level. This is where the goblins are, isn't it? I think that it is where the goblins are. Okay. As a higher level character, I become harder to kill, my vitality rises, and I qualify to cast more powerful spells. Increases in character level are automatic with efficient increase in experience points. Notice of the level increase appears on the message board. This is where I found the Ankh banner. Wondering if I can talk to the goblin on the other side of that. Probably wise to shut that door. I have to fight him. Well, this is locked, of course it is. I'll talk to that. What is down here? Thing. Box. Okay. Let's see. As long as it's not Pandora's box. Oh, it's runes. Let me put the runes in my rune bag. Okay. So, I get his cudgel. So I can throw my cudgel away. Now I can... Now I can get his cudgel, I think. As well as his flinging stones. Valley Ward cudgel. Wing. Excellent leather vest, let's put that on. Dale piece of meat. Maybe I'll put the box in this bag. Gotta love how you can. Well fed. Oh, is the volume good for you? Can you hear everything? Can you hear the game? Okay. Some higher level character, I become harder to kill. Vitality rises. I fight him. Bad idea. Oh. Let's not grab the sling. Okay. Maybe we'll use this box for weapons. Yeah, I wanna quickly look up the incantation for magic arrow. Magic. Okay. Magic arrow is OJ. Okay. Oops, Fort. And okay. So that definitely did something to him. Don't have enough mana to kind of go. Oh man. Bed and wide awake, okay. Prepare the magic arrow spell. That did some damage. Let's take the flame stones. Grab it from the ground. Fix. Fight, please. Fight. You're not able to fight. Still lurker. Oh, come on. What was that upstairs? If I see the goblins again, I'm gonna just run like hell. Pipe. Natural stone wall. Okay, what is that over there? Door to have for it. B is not it. Okay, that unlocked it. This is takes me down to level 2, I assume. Dad, I need to go back up to level 1. I think the way out of the water was this way. I see something here. Be a good idea. I think the way out of the water might be to the south. Trust that compass of mine. This looks like the way out. What's here? A large boulder. Wide awake. Well, I think I'm gonna try going back to Cabris' place. The wall with the onk on it. That will take me. Okay, be a badly worn hand and it's a bowl. Maybe it would be a good idea to take that bowl. But, what can I do with a bowl? Put the sling in the weapon box. And equip my axe. So. Where is it? So I won't run into more goblins. We don't really afraid of encroaching on the goblin's place again accidentally. Is there another door? Is there another door? I don't think so. But I do see the Ankh banner, so... Must have taken a lot of work to... Must have taken a lot of work to draw these sprites. And... Five out of 36. I think resting or sleeping is the only way to get back my vitality. The plant there, put that in my, put that with the other food that all the food I'm carrying. This seems to be a place I haven't explored yet. Right. If you didn't know what I wrote there, I wrote kept prison. What is this? Here be the grand staircase which descends through all deeps of the abyss. Okay. What's that? That door locked. Damaged door. Okay, there's some more food. I can put that in with my other food items. Man. Spider. I'm not really ready to... Not really ready for the spider. Okay. I want to go back to the store. Why can I not close that door? Okay. The door there is closed. Okay. Goblin Ebb. So, who go there? I'm an urgent business. Zach. Zach, I think I heard of you. You new here, eh? Come to right place. Grey Goblins, the most powerful group here. Good idea. Speak with King. Catch a ball. be very wise and strong. Maybe you best talk to Queen Red Chow first, though. When you go now, thank me for the advice. Right. And the business here. No, I must be going. I want to speak to the Queen. And simply, this what you do. I am simply exploring. But you say you like to explore, walk around. Don't explore too careful. You could end up someplace you don't want to be. I've seen that happen. What dost thou mean? Grave, we never do it on purpose. But at night I hear sometimes scream and then splash, sometimes splash and then scream. Then in the morning one of us not here. Dangerous privy it is there. So watch out if I you. No, I will be careful. Yes, that good idea. Don't look out and splash. Gone. Yes, you be careful. If any still alive from splash, I bet they not be too happy. You be on your toes. Thank you. I will be. I'm thinking, speak to that goblin. Speak to that goblin at the entrance. And continuing my journey. You have a nice journey then. Hey. Hello, this funny looking person again. So tell me if I raise the goblins. Grey goblins, not just goblins. Say goblins, maybe even green goblins too. Ugh. Do not want to know about them. Nasty and brutish they are. Uglier than humans even. Not related to us, no, not at all. I will try to avoid them then. Farewell. Very, very low on health. Oh, and completely out of mana. What is this? The 10-witted goblins have given me the tool I need. Tonight I shall make a good my escape from this filthy cell. Bracket. Right. Put that in. I may want to speak with the queen, you know. Healing stucco wall. Nice that they have descriptions for all these wall textures. Fire. Oh my god, what is... Does that lead to the lower level? I bet I'm gonna die if I go down there. I can read, peep out. That goblin. Oh, keep going. I would like to speak to the queen. Oh man. Yes, I am following my advice. We have random goblins and then Jokkar. I think the 3D renderer in this game is the same as the has a lot of the same code as the 3D renderer in Wing Commander 3. As you can see, the wall texture is getting distorted as you get close. Catch a bow. Lotish oath, what brings thee here without the consent of my bride? Either one of us need flying wisely to talk. Farewell. I see that one of us needs thy wife to talk. Farewell. Where would she be? There's a door over here, but and I don't have any keys in my inventory. Damn. Oh. Bit okay. Dirty door. I imagine that. I find the green goblin. You don't want green goblins. They evil and ugly and dumb. No, you stick with gray goblins. Be smart and tough. I will, but yes, gray goblins, much better. Be the rulers of this area. Others look up to us. Green goblin fighters, you look for powerful group, you came to right place. So wish to trade some items with me. What I have. I do not wish to barter any further. Farewell. Might be a friendly lurker. Where's my map? Maybe you can report to the other guy and tell him I talked to the... I can go to the other guy. You tell him I talked to... the Grey Goblins. I would like to speak to the Queen, but I think the door to her chamber is locked. Glad to hear it. If thou growest weary of thy travels, thou art welcome to stay with us. I thank thee kindly. Well, that wasn't much. Okay, fed and wide awake. Oh my goodness, 1 out of 36 vitality. What did I get hit by? Out of 22 mana points. I've made too much progress. Me too. I need too much progress to just quit. Camp and go to sleep. Feel rested. 22 out of 36 vitality. 22 out of 22 mana. Ooh. Right, that's definitely good for a recovery. To think this game came out in 1992, that's incredible, it's amazing. The game has so many features, and it came out in 1992. I think the computers in 1992 had a lot less memory than modern day computers. I'm thinking about picking up a Steam machine because of the RAM prices and the computer hardware prices. I'm sure you've heard of it. You've heard of the computer prices getting totally out of control. Why are they attacking me now? This place I haven't explored. It is. And grab this stuff. Removal. Take all of it. Fill in the box with the rest of my weapons. Put that in with my food. Peckish. Wide awake. He's good. Fed and wide awake. Well, playing this game. Gold coins. Okay. Ruby door. Bet it's locked. And looks like there's a staircase. And a staircase that goes up. That looks like bread. Okay. Hey, Gaming Caterella. Thank you for the raid. The cat didn't send their regard. Thank you very much for the raid. How was your stream? How did it go? How are you doing? How did your stream go? I didn't send their regard. I thank you. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Played some Space Quest. Oh, good to hear. How's the Ultima Underworld thing going? I'm just learning how to play the game, but just exploring around, learning how to play this game. You know how it goes. No candle, the light is already used up. Garbage. But there is more. But yeah, the game needs a bit to get used to. But once you got the drill, it's great. Oh yeah, you can certainly imagine that. It's like I've heard a lot of people quite a few people comparing this game to Kingsfield. You know, this game's like A few people will comparing this being to Kingsfield. You can understand where the comparison comes from. Well, I think this game was one of the first dungeon crawler games. Pretty door. I'm thinking that I guess that's the secret door in the Los Angeles. I haven't looked at it that way. Now that I mention it, see where it comes from. Oh yeah. I have not played Kingsfield, but because people mention that game, I'm kind of interested in playing Kingsfield myself. But of course, Kingsfield is an old video game, PlayStation only, and it's not on GOG. And as far as I know, it's not on GOG.com. Okay, looks like I'll have to talk to him again. Now open this portcullis. Well, you be careful, mind your manners on your go. Wait for the advice. Oh, this is funny looking person again. Talk to that. Wish to speak to thy husband. And what reason hast thou for speaking to him? I wish to bring an important message from the Green Goblins. I merely wish to chat with him. Dost thou know that the time of king is more precious than that? Kitcheval has no time for such trifles. He has important information. Very well, thou mayst speak to the... Do not overstay thy welcome. He is a busy man. Be kindly. Right. Where is he then? Oh, happy camper, thank you very much for the raid. What were you doing? How was your stream? I'm sorry. I wish to speak with thee. I've never heard of you. Are you a friend to Vernix? Vernix who? Vernix, the so-called king of the so-called Green Goblins. I am no friend of his. Very well, did you speak with him? Should I? Don't bother, he's a complete waste of time. You're fortunate you came to me first. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. How lucky I am. Dost thou know of a girl who kidnapped by a troll? I know nothing of no girl. I've got problems of me own. Such as my enemies are legion, even the vermin. Here are troublesome. A great she-spider known as Navre, he night eyes, threatens my folk. Nor is she my only problem, though she is enough. The web, you know, will be strong as iron and does not burn. A goblin caught in it will stay till he rots. Terrible. Indeed, 'tis not fair. Still, must persevere. Was there anything else? I seek knowledge of Cabarrus. A human fool named Cabarrus convinced many of our people to come here and colonize this accursed place. When his dreams were shown to be mere folly, he killed himself by taking poison and left us to our fates. Tragic. Indeed, 'tis not fair. No, I thank thee. Farewell. Merry December and holiday. You too. To you too, everyone. How was your stream, and what were you doing? Oh man, like you get one raid, you get a... If you get one raid, you get a whole bunch of raids. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that leads into the other room. That leads into the big room. Where I found that hostile Grey Goblin. Just trying to find my way around and see what I can do. Trying to learn. We're doing many different games. XCOM, Lemmings, Muds, Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Oh, cool. What is Muds? MUDS. I don't know what that game is. Oh, is it just multi-user? Your window. Is it just multi-user dungeons? Yeah, I've heard of multi-user dungeons and multi-user shared hallucinations before, but I haven't actually played any of them. I think you need to have other people in order to effectively play those. MUDS is short for Mean Ugly Dirty Sports, a fantasy sports simulation. And that was a DOS game. I've never heard of that one. My sturdy door. Locked, of course it is. Here's Might and Magic 2. Yeah, I know. H1M2. Here's Might and Magic 2. Yeah, I know. 16 out of 40. Vitality. Okay. Well, it would be a very stupid idea to just go down there or without. Unfortunately, I didn't hear all of the Ultima Underworld intro cutscene. I'm gonna have to watch it again later. Secret door is locked. I want to go, what is it, west? Yes, west. I just want to explore more of this dungeon. I looked up leveling up, and apparently I have to find a shrine in order to... actually improve my character's stats. I have to have enough room to cast a magic arrow spell, huh? Saw a bat too. There. Okay. Gotta get your dinner and prepare for travel so you lurk for a good time. Okay, have fun lurking, happy camper. Okay, what is this? Unblemished red gem. Wow. Leeches. The leeches cure poison, though. You eat the leeches, they cure poison. I'm gonna have to read up on encumbered scan. Dinner is done here. So, now time for some cookies. Enjoy your dinner, Deluxe Pink Tim. Oh my goodness. I'm probably not healthy enough to fight that one. On the other hand, there's a broken sword. A bone. Maybe I can... Maybe I can use my magic arrows instead. If I use the leech, it's gonna kill me. That's quarantine. That's pretty good. Do I have my weapon? I have a sling. One more hit and I'm dead. Am I playing a magic class? Yes, I am playing a magic class. Oh man. Oh, imagine that's the spider they were talking about. It's 108. I'm apparently level 3, but I have to find a shrine or something to actually improve my stats, and I don't think I've found a shrine so far. Improving my character. Improving skills. Oh my god. Where the heck is the map? There should be a way out. There should be a way out of this damn water. Full and wide awake. First level. 3rd day of my imprisonment. People walking around upstairs. Bothering me a bit. I need the scroll. The dim-witted goblins have given me the tool I need. Tonight I shall make good. Item does not fit. Okay. Where am I now? You seem to have... I died, I apparently took my... Apparently I took the candle with me when I died. It's blocking my way. Guess I'm gonna have to find another way across this. Wasn't there a secret door going from here to the... going from this area to the... where the silver sapling was? I forget what I... Yeah, that's definitely the lower level. This definitely leads down to the water. I did make it across. Where is the... what key is the hotkey for jumping in this game? You know, when you're moving forward, if you press the right, play this game on easy. That ended up being a mistake. Would have preferred it on standard, you think? Well, I played it. I'm playing the game on easy right now. Well, this is my first time playing this blind playthrough, but of course, I think you'll probably have much more experience with this game, so Green goblins are over there. Be a grating. I thought I'd be able to look through the grating like I could look through that window, with that barred window. I'm gonna try fighting the spiders again. Hope too damn soon. Damn it. Let's very quickly turn around. Oh, poisoned. There is not enough room to release the spell. By the way, this is I died twice in this game already. Not having much luck trying to fight there. Okay, I got that brown spider. So you're gonna have to eat around the thorny flowers. The plant is quite good. I thought Oh, I thought it would cure my poison. Okay. What is this? See the brand staircase. There is no way to cure the poison. Damn it. I wanted to look around, see what I could find. Serviceable leather vest. Or long thread. And I don't think I would be. I don't think I'm. Usually I only turn up the skill setting when I'm confident in my ability to play the game. Like when I play Quake, like I play Quake on normal now, I used to only play Quake on easy. Okay. Oh my god, what does it take to... Still giant spider. There's not enough room, not enough room, not enough room! Who you then? Hard to tell whether I've hit or not. No to hit. And how does this go? What? Why is there never enough room to release a spell? Why? Why? Good grief. Why is there never enough room to release a spell? Why can't I just release it at point blank range? Badly worn buckler. Buckler. Like a shield. Full and wide awake. What is this on the floor? I don't know if the pipes will come in handy. Oh, leather gloves, I think I could use those. And cob of corn. Nothing to get. There's a cob of corn there, you know. And speaking of food, I had a crouton, a solidified. I had a big crouton, a big solidified piece of bread, and with tuna on it. For lunch I had a big solidified piece of bread with some tuna on it. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so I think so that may have been in the Grey Goblin, the quest that the Grey Goblin had, the King of the Grey Goblins had for me. So I'm gonna save my game there and maybe explore a bit more here. There's water, of course, but marked upon the scroll is your map. Definitely don't want to lose that. Okay, I found some more plants. Okay, where did the plant go? O weary traveler, partake from these waters and feel new life course through thy veins. Heck yeah! So the fountain renew your strength. Oh, this is amazing. But apparently the staircase to all the levels of the underworld is also close by. Lockpick, huh? It's like a miscellaneous item. Secret door. There's the staircase. And the secret door. My goodness. Once you get one raid, you get a whole bunch of raids. That's how it seems to work on Twitch. Right. So, map. I need to go south. South is this way. Okay, south from here, and west from here. I think this is west. Get to the bridge. Okay, the most obvious way in which your character progresses is through gaining levels at the start of the game. First level character as you gain experience will rise to second level, third level, and beyond. To a maximum of 16th level. With a higher level character, you become harder to kill, your vitality rises, and you qualify to cast more powerful spells. Increases in character level are automatic with sufficient increase in experience points. Notice of the level increase appears on the message scroll. Improving skills. Another way in which you progress is through raising your skill scores. Such increases only come as the result of study and deep reflection, so you must visit an Ankh shrine and recite the proper mantra. Ankh shrines are located throughout the abyss. Reciting a mantra is not enough to receive the skill bonus. You must first qualify for it by having accumulated enough experience points. You'll always qualify for a skill bonus after you gain a new character level, but you can sometimes receive skill bonuses between level increases. I've been to this place before, I think. Certainly looks familiar. That lurker. Why is there never enough room to release the spell? Incantation failed. Not enough mana to cast the spell. Hard to tell whether I'm hitting the enemies or not. Whenever you come across Come upon a shrine, talk to it. The words, chant the mantra, appear in the message scroll. Type in a mantra followed by enter if you are not yet ready for a skill increase. The shrine will respond by saying, you are not ready to advance. Aloha, Bluey Diego. Oh, how are you doing? If you are ready for an increase, the shrine tells you which of your skills improves. The amount and nature of the skill increase is determined by the mantra you choose to recite. 3 mantras are commonly known. Umwa improves some of your attack skills. Mu'am improves some of your magic skills. Umka improves some of your other skills. Speak one of these mantras and you increase in a few of the skills affected by that mantra. However, as you explore the dungeon, you will learn mantras that apply not to categories of skills, but to specific skills. Chant one of these mantras and you will improve dramatically the skill affected by the mantra. Okay. Save again. And scroll down in the PDF. Can I pause the game? Pause. F1. Turn to game. Maybe that's how I pause the game. Okay, jumping. You climb stairs and mount objects up to 2 feet tall by walking onto them. You climb onto an object higher than that. To climb onto an object higher than that, you must jump or fly. To jump, click the right mouse button while the left mouse button is down. If you press both mouse buttons simultaneously, you will jump in place. To jump across a chasm or over an obstacle, make sure you get a running start. Press the left mouse button and move the cursor to the upper edge of the view window. When you've built up speed and you've reached the lip of the chasm, press the right button and you will leap forward. How far you jump is determined by your forward momentum when you click the right mouse button. As a player consequence, the game will not let you walk off a precipice if you are moving slowly. So if you really need to jump off a cliff, move swiftly to the edge. Note that you can't jump while in fight mode. Swimming. When you walk or fall into water, you begin to swim. In Ultima Underworld, swimming is just like walking. However, you can't jump or attack while swimming. To leave the water, you must find a bank that is no higher than 2 feet above the water level. When you reach such a bank, you can automatically begin walking or running normally. All characters can swim, but only for a limited time. The actual amount of time is determined by your character's swimming skill and encumbrance level. As your character tires, the screen blinks blue as you sink and begin to drown. Your vitality level begins to drop. At 0, your character dies. If you drop an item into the water or onto lava, it will probably sink out of sight, and since you can't swim underwater, you won't be able to retrieve it. Oh dear. Flying. Well, there's a spell that lets me fly, eh? Combat. But the detail level to very high. Remember there'd be a prison cell down here. Turn to the game. Dog, what's your business here? Excuse me. I am exploring these caves. This is the best place to see when you see Abyss. King Vernix, he the bravest in the whole underworld. You'll see him if he see you. Okay. Another 3D object. Bench. Okay. It's a very, very long hallway with a fountain in it. Wonder what I can do with the fountain. Will the fountain heal me like the other one? Water refreshes you. Imagine drowning in healing water. Like you can drown in water, but imagine drowning in water that's supposed to heal you. Hey, you're not goblin, why are you here? Canst thou tell me of the goblins? Goblins, yes, good. We are strongest and bravest in Abyss. Grey goblins, they nasty and weak. You know what? Talk to them. Also watch out for some mean goblins, not like our settlement. They wear red. The goblins near banners with funny marks, like me. Where's my leader? Yeah, Vernix, he king. Maybe you want to talk to bodyguard Manugo first. They in northwest at end of high overhang path. Then seek him out. Northwest. High overhang pass. The northwest. To that. Let's talk to him, huh? Why leads keep out. Door. Yes. Both of these doors are locked. I went right through the door there. I keep forgetting the SP is for moving backwards. Okay, but first I want to talk to the Grey Goblins. I think I've finished one of the quests by killing the spider. I wish it was easier to close these doors. And oh, I really wish it was easier to close these doors. You know, recently I tried for the December or Cup. To him, Vernix. Oh, greetings, Goblin Lord. Clearly thou art a boor unfit for the gentle company. Away with thee until thou I beg thy pardon. Perhaps thou canst be this place full of the most pricely. Really to take in some small manner of thy past knowledge. Ooh, what dost thou wish to know? Who was Sir Cabarrus? Indeed, the ruffian. Humbly crave thy pardon. What are these talismans? I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm not very good at remembering to save my game, so... Right. Okay. Bed and wide awake. That. Can now open. Well, looking for the I'm looking for the Goblin King. Open this door to the catch it all. There's no one else to bother. I do believe you've killed that spider. I do believe I've killed a certain spider. Oh. Goblin spiders even. Thank thee for thy time. Oh boy. You know, a lot of people, I hear in Finland, they celebrate Christmas today, but Christmas is tomorrow. In my neck of the woods, we celebrate Christmas tomorrow. You know, this is the first I've heard of people celebrating Christmas at this time. Those are the fountain. Right. Okay. And not sure I'm getting anywhere in this game, so thank you very much. I think I may want to quit now. Thank you very much for coming. I really do appreciate it. Really made it worth it for me to keep streaming. Anyways, I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Maybe. How about I raid Sakura, huh? Okay. Right. See you next time. Hopefully tomorrow. Right. Goodbye.